Market right now is going absolutely crazy with prices dropping all over the place, reprints happening everywhere. So what is really going on this month in June? Well, in this video, we'll be taking a look, kind of an overview of the Sword and Shield era booster boxes, to kind of take a look at what's been going on this month in June, going into July, because there have been some interesting movements, and is now a great time to buy, or should we just be selling everywhere we go? Well, let's take a look. Hey, what's up guys, welcome and welcome back to the channel. Now today we're going to be taking a look at TCG Player, now a bunch of booster box prices in the Sword and Shield era. We're coming towards the end now of the Sword and Shield era. We've only Lost Origin as the last set coming out in September, and we're starting Scarlet and Violet, so it's going to be really interesting. Sword and Shield have actually released some great sets, but the market right now is a bit crazy. Okay guys, now, I've seen a ton of reprints happening left, right and center here in the UK. I mean, it has been insane. It's been great, to be honest, to pick up stuff. But if you want to collect and invest and go for the long term, is now a great time to buy? Or should we just be selling everything that we have? So, well, let's take a look at the first set to get the ball rolling. Okay, first off, we have Sword and Shield base. And, you know, there isn't really been much movement in a Sword and Shield base set. I mean, it's just a base set. It has come out a while ago now, and it's been slowly upticking over the past few months, but no real big changes. Okay, this is looking back at 3 months, and there hasn't really been a huge amount. It's a slight uptick in a few dollars here and there. The thing is, not a lot of people are getting the demand to open Sword and Shield base, but it has gone up a lot since it's printing. Obviously, whenever booster boxes come out, they're normally around like that, what, $90 to $100 mark. So it has been going up over time. It's just getting hard to get hold of, and this is kind of proof that, you know, even for a set that's just kind of boring as a base set, can still have great value in the long haul. And you know, this kind of gets the ball rolling in the Sword and Shield era. So I mean, if you can get a hold of one for a decent price, then that's fine, but these are tough. Okay, on to Rebel Clash, aka or Rebel Trash. I'm not a huge fan of this set personally, and the market has kind of showed the same. Okay, we go back 6 months, right? So this set was climbing because it's a dated set. It's hard to get booster boxes. It's not easy. You know, it's not fun. It's not a great set to open, but you know, it just as a collection piece, it was getting tough. And then in the 3 months, it just dropped $196 down to just over $180. It's not quite as expensive as Sword and Shield base. But again, don't forget guys, this is another set that came out at around that $90 to $100 mark, and it is just climbed over time. So you've got to give these stuff time to build that value. You know, so this set is not great, but it still goes up, has been dropping, and it's just kind of leveling out. Again, like Sword and Shield base, it's not a set which people are jumping to grab and pick up boxes for. Next up, we have Darkness Ablaze. Now, Darkness Ablaze is an interesting one, guys, okay? It has been incredibly stable. The price for this has been holding incredibly well, and it's just always been around that 130 mark. It's been like that for some time. I mean, it has climbed, you know, over time, but for the last 3 months, it is pretty stable, okay? Now, I believe that's because this set does contain a Chase Charizard. It's not expensive. It's just a regular Charizard VMAX. But I think that's one of the reasons why it does hold somewhat of a value. The rest of the cards in the set aren't that valuable and are not that memorable. But the fact is that we do have Charizard in this set. You've got the Charizard V and then you've got the VMAX. People still are chasing for that Charizard. And it is a great set. I actually quite like Darkness Ablaze. It kind of feels like it's missing something insane, okay, like something massive, huge rainbow hit, but there just wasn't. They didn't do a rainbow Charizard or anything. It was just the VMAX. But you know, 130 right now. This is a set. It's getting a lot harder to pick up Darkness Ablaze actual booster boxes. Like, they're not in print anymore, so we're gonna start to probably see this trickle up probably over the next 6 to 12 months, similar to Rebel Clash and Sword and Shield base. Sure. Okay, on to an ETB, not a booster box. We have Champions Path. Now, this is a set that does contain not one but 2 insanely expensive Charizards, the Shiny Charizard and also the Rainbow Charizard VMAX. These are 2 great cards. The set as a whole, though, is not great, but it's again held its value quite high. It was, you know, similar to some other ETBs that come out for holiday sets, around that $60 to $70 mark, probably even cheaper when it first came out. Now we're looking at over $100. We go back 6 months, guys, and as you can see, it has been trickling up and just had a little slight drop. I mean, $92, pretty good, right? But I mean, this is going to be another ETB. It will hold its value, you know, stable around $100 mark, and it will continue trickling up. People want those Charizards, and it is quite expensive to pick up. You know, it's following the suit of a Hidden Fates, where it keeps going up in value. But overall, I mean, this isn't great to open. It really isn't. It's so tough to pull those Charizards. You're kind of better off just buying them as singles. But, you know, if people want to chase this down the line, this is a great one to hold on to for sure. Vivid Voltage. I love myself some Vivid Voltage. And again, like Dance and Blaze, it's just been stable. It really has been stable. I mean, I don't know what's going on with that drop there, but it's been stable around that 130 mark. It has for some time. Between 120 and 130, Rainbow Chonkachu. The Rainbow Pikachu VMAX is the chase card. We have a subset in here as well. We've got the Amazing Rare subset. Great set to open. Great set. The chase for the Pikachu is real for this one. And I think that's another reason why this is going to go down as a great set to hold for long term. You know, there hasn't been much movement recently, and I don't expect there to be. You can still buy booster boxes. The ETBs that recently got reprinted. This will eventually go back up. It will. Just like Dance and Blaze. It's going to take time, just like Rebel Clash on Shield Base. Not in print anymore. I would definitely hold on to Vivid Voltage. And if you can pick up ones cheap, I would do so, but this is one to hold for the long haul for sure. On to Shining Fates now. We have the Shining Fates ETB. This has been reprinted a ton. Shining Fates has been reprinted quite a bit. Now, it came out at the beginning of last year, beginning of 2021, and during the height of, you know, the pandemic and everything, and it's been reprinted. And as we go back 6 months, it was around that $80 mark, and now it's dropped below 50, and it's consistently been below 50. This is what happens when big reprints come. Now, I like reprints, I have to admit. Now, if you reprint something too much and it absolutely destroys the value of the cards that are in that set, then that could become a problem. But there's still chase cards. You know, that Charizard, that shiny Charizard VMAX is tough to pull. And again, like we've seen with Dance and Blaze and other sets that have a big Charizard, that's what keeps it afloat. That's what keeps the set in a demand. People want it. People want to pull it. You know, we were trying to chase it still on the streams and we haven't seen it yet. So this is a great one to get. We love Shining Fates. Got a subset in there as well. Amazing Rare subset. It's just great. Will it go the same route as Hidden Fates? Potentially when they stop doing reprints. But I do feel like it needs some time. It does need some time. Now's a great time to crack packs for it because it's so cheap. But, you know, it's one of these things where I wouldn't expect any short-term like returns on this for some time. We might even see even more reprints coming within the next 6 to 12 months. I wouldn't be surprised. You know, they like reprinting this set. Now we're on to Battle Styles. Now this is an interesting set, okay? Because a lot of people weren't too sure about this. You know, some people like it, some people don't. I like it, in honesty. Sleeping Tyranitar, beautiful card, love it. And, you know, it's one of these sets where it came out at the beginning of last year as well, not long after Shining Fates. And pull rates are tough. The pull rates are real tough. And this did get reprinted a fair bit. It did get reprinted a fair bit. And it's cheap. I think it's the cheapest booster box in the Sword and Shield era right now. It is incredibly cheap. As you can see, under $90. We go back 6 months. And, I mean, it did go over 90, but recently it's dropped, which is pretty intense, you know. I think this is, in all honesty, you can't really go wrong with picking up a booster box this cheap, you know. And Rebel Clash is not a great set. And that is a booster box that's pushing a decent amount of money. Sword and Shield base is a base set. It's not a great set. Again, pushing a decent amount of money. You know, a few years down the line, people will be like, oh, you know what? I really want to try and get some Urshifu cards. I really want to get the Gold Houndoom or the Tyranitar. And they're going to try and hunt for it. So, I wouldn't just push this away right now. But this is at the lowest of the priority for me if I want to pick up booster boxes or hold stuff for the long haul. This is probably one of the weaker sets to go for. But it is quite cheap, and I like the set. Chilling Rain, love myself some Chilling Rain, and it is a great set. Cheap still. It's still cheap. It's cheap here in the UK as well. Now, most of these are actually reasonably costed here after nowadays in the UK. I mean, Chilling Rain, here they're going for just over £100 a box, maybe 105, something like that, 100 to 105. And I still think that's a great price if you can pick up Chilling Rain. And I mean, it's starting to trickle up a little bit, but in all honesty, I think this is still a great set. Love it. Ton of amazing arts, like absolutely insane. All of the legendary birds and stuff. Blaziken, you got the Snorlax. There's a ton of amazing things in this set. And in all honesty, the price tag, it's worth it. Booster boxes are quite easy to get hold of, and the pull rates are tough. They are, but I do rate this set. It is better than Battle Styles. It is better than Rebel Clash in my opinion. And I do believe this is going to be a great set to pick up to hold in the future for sure. But yeah, I think it's great. Right now, it's still cheap, kind of stable. It hasn't really dropped much. In fact, it's gone up a little bit. So overall, I do really rate Chilling. Okay, now we're coming to the big players. Okay, Evolving Skies. It is the best set in the Sword and Shield era. We can't deny that. We can't deny that. Okay, there are a ton of ridiculously expensive cards in this set. And here in the UK, been reprinted. We've had a ton of restock. A ton. Loads of retailers have got them. Local game stores have even got them. And the prices here have dropped. I mean, over in the US, we see on TCG Player, it's around that 160, so it has dropped from the highs. But I mean, here in the UK, well, these boxes are going for like 120, 125, which is insane. I think that's an absolute great deal if you can pick them up right now. This is the best set to get for the long haul, for sure. If you get a good price for this, just do it. I mean, like I say, it's been pretty stable, especially in the US, and this reprint that we've had here. And there's a reprint due to come in August for this as well. So, I mean, yeah, it's just going to be a ton of it around. I would hold out, in all honesty, for a reprint. I don't know if we're going to get probably another wave here in the UK of a reprint. We've probably got it. You know, we were told summer, we've got it. Will we get any more in August? I'm not too sure. But we have some, and now's a great time to pick it up. I always say, if they'll drop to 120 here in the UK, insane. Absolutely insane pickup. I mean, if they drop even more, that'd be amazing. But Evolving Skies, guys, is insane. It is an incredible set. Ton of amazing cards. Pull rates aren't the greatest. Doesn't have a subset, but nonetheless, it is incredible. But it is holding its value currently at the moment. Now on to Celebrations ETB. Now Celebrations is an interesting one. The single card prices have been dropping, and have been dropping since its release. But sealed product has been going up. But it's been quite stable recently, as you can see. It's kind of just been up and down, up and down. Hasn't overall been growing much. But it is more expensive than when it first came out. And this did get printed a fair amount. It's not in print anymore. Personally, I would, pick it up. Well, it's still cheap. It's going to take some time to probably grow over time in value, just because it's one of these sets where the cards aren't worth a ton of value, and that can impact the overall sealed product price. So the Charizard's still the most expensive card of the set, followed by, like, I think the Golden Mew. But even then, they're not that expensive. Most of the other cards in the set are quite cheap. So, I mean, it's a great set nonetheless, and these are great products. But right now, I don't think they're probably the best to pick up. Okay, we're on to Fusion Strike now. Now, Fusion Strike is an interesting one for me, because I never really opened it much, and I hadn't. I never really sat and opened a booster box. I didn't film a booster box opening video or anything when it came out. And, it's one of these sets where people like it, and some people don't like it. I think some people don't like it because the pull rates are tough. It's a massive set. And there are just 3 really big money cards, and they are big money. The Espeon, the Mew, and the Gengar. But I really like the artwork of this set. I really do. And it's cheap. It is super cheap. I mean, $94 right now. And it has just stayed steady. Very similar to Chilling Reign, very similar to Battle Styles. In fact, this is now the second cheapest set. And there's a ton of it around. And it's probably due to have reprints down the line. But if people aren't opening it and people aren't buying it, then it probably might not get reprinted that much. If the demand's not there, then Pokemon won't reprint it. Simple as that. So this could have an effect on card prices and sealed product prices down the line. We want to keep an eye on it. But I do feel like it's a great set to pick up right now. Such a cheap price. It falls in the same category as Chilling Reign and Battle Styles. Under $100. You really can't go wrong. Brilliant Stars now. Now, this is an interesting one. This is definitely, kind of on par with Evolving Skies. It is an incredibly strong set. 5 Charizards, Arceus, Training Gallery, Evolutions are in this set. Just stacked, absolutely stacked. And it shows, and it represents that in the price and the value of a booster box. $140, and it's just had a reprint. It's going to have a reprint again further on in the year and into next year, because it's just not long come out. It's fresh, it's new. I know we've had new sets coming out left, right, and center, but it is still a new, fresh set. Here in the UK, we've had a couple of waves. I'd say a big reprint. We had a restock. Booster boxes are around that 115 to 120 mark, kind of sticking around there, which is great because it did creep up. It crept up to probably around like 130, 135. It's like on the same par as like Evolving Skies. 140 though is pricey. It is one of the most priciest set right now that's still in print. So it's quite interesting. Will more reprints come down the line? I'm sure, but I kind of feel like it will go up in price before that reprint hits. This is definitely one to keep for the long haul, and it's probably one of the best sets in the Sword and Shield era. In all honesty, to open, I don't think I've had anywhere near as much fun opening any other set than Brilliant Stars. Then we come into the most recent set, which is Astral Radiance. Now, the things with Astral Radiance is it kind of came out after Brilliant Stars, and Brilliant Stars was an absolute home run, and it had so many incredible Pokemon cards in it. Now, this is slightly different. It came out, the hype wasn't high around it, and the prices show, okay? Now, it's dropped. Upon release, it was like 120 mark, and it's around $100. Here in the UK, we're looking at roughly the same £100 or so, £95, which again, I believe is really good. Anything that's like 100 or just under 100 is a really good deal. And I like the set. Trainer Gallery coming back. We've got some amazing cards. The Machamp is being a champion of this set, like absolutely smashing it in value. And the pull rate seems to be pretty good. Just like Brilliant Stars, it is fun to open. You do get some really cool cards in here. The artwork's amazing. I think it's just one of these sets where it has had a big initial first wave. People weren't that interested. I think a lot of people were more excited for Pokemon Go, which is going to be coming out real soon. Overall, I think this is a great product. Super cheap. It's going to have a ton of reprints down the line. It's going to end up going under $100, just like Fusion Strike. So I would just pack packs while you still can, while it's cheap. It's a great set. And just have fun with it, really. And then we're into Pokemon Go. Now, we're looking at pre-release prices, obviously, and we're looking at roughly around $50, and it's about £50 here in the UK for the Pokemon Go ETB. It's a holiday set. It's only going to have ETBs. There's not going to be any booster boxes or anything like that. This is a great set. I really do rate it. I think it's going to be so unique, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to just cracking packs of this. I've pre-ordered a ton of this. I'm looking forward to opening up all the really cool collection boxes that come with this as well. But the ETB, it's a great way to crack packs. Probably the best value for your money as well to get product of this set. Like any other holiday set, the prices are going to be a little bit more expensive than a regular booster. So keep that in mind, guys. And we're going to have to see what the pull rates are like. We're going to have to see how well the market really responds to this style of product. It come out 6 years too late, in my opinion. Pokemon Go came out 6 years ago. Still going strong, apparently. So they feel like they're bringing this out as the summer release. And I rate it. I like the cards. I think they look amazing. Alt Art Mewtwo is the chase card of the set. Big Pokemon, big card, big money. We have the Radiant, Blastoise, Venusaur, and Charizard. Has high hopes this set. High hopes. For sure. There you have it, guys. That is the market update for June. And I mean, you know what? It's not all doom and gloom. Prices haven't been falling. They really haven't. And I mean, there's some great products that are at decent prices right now. Fusion Strike, Chin and Rain, Astral Radiance. Brilliant Stars is holding strong at 140. That is quite strong and quite high for a booster box. And then Evolving Skies had a drop, probably with the announcement of reprints. I know over in the US you guys are still waiting. We've had some here, and it's had a massive impact. Like I say, booster boxes were pushing 140, 145 here. Now they're around that 120. It will go back up over time, definitely, unless they decide to reprint it again. Reprints are fine, and they're having an impact on the market. Overall, the market isn't, you're not going to get crazy high prices for products. Not really. They're doing well. They're doing well with supply. They're doing well with getting these products out there, especially here in the UK anyway. I'm not too sure what it's like for you guys over in the US or in Europe, but it's doing pretty well. Like, I can go down to my local game store and actually pick up booster boxes of sets. It's been months. Probably the last 2 to 3 years trying to get hold of any product is just good luck. Whereas now I can go down my local game store, they've got a ton on the shelves, and it's amazing. It's great. It's a great feeling, and crack packs and have some fun, And then for the long haul, they will do well, just like Rebel Clash and Sword and Shield base. So if you made it this far into the video, guys, and you enjoyed it, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe for more Pokemon content just like this one. But that is it from me in this video, guys. As always, thank you all so much for watching. You guys are legends. Guess what? See you in the next one.